I really didn't want to make this video, but I feel like I need to. Before I continue, please be aware that I will be talking about subject matter such as grooming, child sexual abuse, incest, rape, thoughts of self-deletion, and so much more. If you need to click off and watch something else, it's okay. And before someone says it, because I saw this being said in December of 2024, Eden, I use text-to-speech in videos and not live streams is because unlike you, I actually have a life outside of your bullshit. I use text-to-speech for multiple reasons. I have speech issues, stutter, repeat words, etc. And I have depressive episodes where speaking feels draining. So there, you ableist freak, there is the reasons I don't really use my voice in videos all that often. This video is made to be a filler for the call I plan on releasing soon to give some context to depict who Eden is as a human being. The reason I'm making this video because, for those who haven't or don't plan on being on Twitter, Eden, from whatever means he used to achieve this, had managed to identify nobody with nobody as seeker sapient. Due to this, and what I genuinely believe, is sheer cowardice and selfishness, Seeker Sapient chose to delete the entire nobody with nobody account and the every shred of evidence she had on Eden, including the Loli show and ToddlerCon proof. Luckily, a lot of the people talking about Eden have this covered. A lot of it may be gone, but there is a lot. This includes, but is not limited to the ToddlerCon image, censored version, and instances of Eden being a Loli show and defending Loli show. But, today, we're not covering that. That's a different video. I specifically want to talk about some of my experiences with Eden. Let's start with something simple. Eden weaponizing my epilepsy. Yes, I have epilepsy. During the stuff with Asher Morningstar, I had an epileptic seizure. Before receiving the Twitter DM from them, I made the mistake of telling Eden had a seizure because he took the DM I showed him and claimed that Asher and their DM is what caused my seizure. And when I tried to correct Eden, he never corrected this. What actually caused my seizure is because Eden had me up until 6 in the morning and the stress that was put on me both combined to cause the seizure, and I was out of it, fatigued and miserable. I felt like this was important to document because I don't want this false accusation made by Eden to persist. I may not like Asher, and I doubt Asher remotely even likes me, but I want to correct that since Eden wouldn't. Next is the doxing by Eden. I know Eden was pretending to be Bugback when he was in the Gravity Falls fandom because I still have the email that confirms that Eden knew my first and last name. For those who may be a little lost, I used my personal email, which was absolutely dumb. The reason why is because Eden pretended to care about the fact that around that time I had not only lost my uncle because he deleted himself, but that I also tried to delete myself. I was unsuccessful, but I was still not in the headspace to make any wise decisions. After I initially posted about him being a Loli show on Twitter, he doxed me on the anonymous question and answer site telling him, for all of his followers and mutuals to see. What he did afterwards was Google my name. And this requires some context to make this make sense. I have a ridiculously common first and last name. This ultimately means I would end up having the same name as the person Eden found, which was a basketball player. The fact that Eden genuinely made an attempt to find whatever he could on me. I believe he was looking for my personal social media accounts that don't just have my name, my home, even my family members. Now, I have my personal accounts hidden for a reason that I will get to in a bit, but this and the fact Eden has not just threatened to bust my teeth out on the pavement, but has also claimed to be carrying a pocket knife demonstrates that if he absolutely wanted to, then he'd hunt me down and possibly cause me body harm, or worse, which is terrifying, or worse, he could go after members of my family and harm them too. And it leads me to the most important part. Eden outed the fact that I was taken advantage of as a child on YouTube, something he never had the permission to do, and had the gall to try and say that my realization of that alongside questioning my education and reading level as well as the fact I'm in a fandom with darker themes and subject matter that was made exclusively for adults, either Euroguro, erotic gore category, in an effort of attempting to debunk my original video. First of all, Eden, how fucking dare you, in the same breath say, about victims of child sexual assault survivors, yet out my abuse that you had no permission to share. What you did with that is take my ability to tell my story on my terms before I even felt ready to do so. Who the fuck gave you the audacity to do that? I get it. You hate me, but I'll be damned if I ever forgive you, because Eden, a detail I didn't want to share at the time, was the fact that the man who hurt me was my dad, and the fact I was victimized around the time of my first period, which was 11. But who am I kidding? You get off to that exact shit. So Eden, are you gonna tell me again how my trauma gets you hard? How hot under the collar you get to my pain? You sick fuck. Go on, do it. It's not gonna be the first time you did that. Now that I got that out of my system, let me correct you on some assumptions you made about me. I graduated 2 years early from high school, and having no formal education previously, raised money for a disability-friendly playground at my old school, been on newspapers and televisions multiple times growing up, and I had enough credits to go to fucking Harvard. The only reason I couldn't is because I couldn't afford to, and when I went to a local community college, I would make myself sick working on assignments to the point I had to drop out. I used to be an English major. I do plan on going back to college online at Harvard to learn coding since, and this is something I didn't know at the time. There are online classes at Harvard and even MIT that are self-paced. Eden, your ableism is insidious and shows the kind of person you are on the inside. How does my education level and my reading level have anything to do with the fact you're a PDF file? Go on. I want you to explain that bullshit. No matter what kind of excuse you can pull out of your ass, ableism isn't just the R word. It's also implying that someone with disabilities is stupid or slow. It's the more quieter ableism and the most horrid of them all. And finally, the point I said I was going to get to later was the fact I keep my social media accounts privated and hidden away from everyone other than family and even close friends or lovers, is the fact that the man who assaulted me as a child has a criminal record. My biological father has been no stranger to law enforcement due to his record of stalking and domestic violence. He's been to court multiple times. The only reason he's not rotting in a jail cell for anything is because a lot of the judges who've presided over each of the cases gave him a slap on the wrist each time. This would embolden him to just continue. The only reason he stopped is because of his second ex-wife not just leaving him and taking my step and half-sister with them. I haven't had contact with my father since I was 18 years old. I haven't seen him in almost 5 years. Eden, don't try and find him so you can repeat what you did to Nexa to me. First of all, my father is a straight cis guy, and despite you looking like you'd be his type, I doubt he'd want to get with you. Second of all, I don't need a stepdad. This is not a Quan Mills original. I doubt you'd successfully be able to find him. His name is ridiculously common as well. And as funny as it would be, I don't need you revenge fucking my almost 50-year-old pedo dad. That's weird, and we don't need soap opera level bullshit. And to the very confused folks at home, I'm only saying this because he has in the past dated people's abusers as a fucked up lick back at the people he doesn't like, while invalidating their trauma by calling them liars, and that it never happened. So, with all that now open and put there, I will leave you with one last thing. Eden, look up lowly on Urban Dictionary, you moron. And the short stacked goblins I mentioned in my first video, yeah, that was a reference to the political streamer Vosh, who on a livestream accidentally flash-banged his audience with his lowly bestiality stash, and to cover his claimed that the lowlists were not children, but short-stacked goblins. And with that, I will say farewell, my beautiful, wonderful wisps, and remember, you're loved and wanted. Hi, Post-Edit Grey here. Something I forgot until rewatching Eden's first response video which is in the description. Eden made a big stink about the fact that in my initial thread, talking about how he's a lolisho, that he claims he did it where minors could see. My audience isn't children. Eden, your audience is full of kids who you follow, interact with, and even do so on all of your Sweetful Deceit account, your Knave of Hearts account, and your Fount's Royal account. You retweet and promoted an account you knew was marked for mature audience and was part of the Boyfriend to Death and Yanda visual novel communities to your audience of minors on your Bill's follower account. You don't get to expose your audience to my account and then cry when I share with my audience that you're a freak who knew lolisho was against my personal comfort and had obfuscated that fact for the entire time I've known you. You had made a conscious choice to lie about you being a lolisho to me, and now you're lying about the demographic that consumes my art. In addition, you didn't stop being my friend out of nowhere, and that's not why I decided to speak against you. No, you know exactly why we stopped being friends. You ended our friendship because I told you not call Nexa a predator. You threw a fit about a mutual friend of ours at the time telling you the same thing. You came into my DMs to not only bitch about what my friend said, you also argued with me about how you wanted to say that Nexa committed child-on-child sexual abuse while knowing I had gotten off of work in the middle of the night. You got so fucking mad about the fact my friend and I dared to disagree with you that you ended our friendship because you had people saying no, you shouldn't call your ex a child predator without evidence other than Twitter DMs. Why is it a clear pattern that after your relationship ends, you make serious accusations? The stream where you were confronted about calling your virgin ex, Anthony, a rapist and how you wasted police time. It literally spawned the I believed it too meme. And before you try and spin it into some bullshit regarding your case with Lieb, first of all, I can't make definitive statements regarding the authenticity of your great case, since I'm not the arresting officer. I was not there. I was not in the courtroom. At the same time, I cannot condemn Lieb as a rapist because, like it or not, she has a right to a trial in front of a jury of her peers, and is innocent until proven otherwise. So unless you're going to show otherwise, I cannot automatically say that it did or did not happen. It's not helped that you have a track record of lying to people, but I have to give you and Lieb benefit of the doubt. The guilt by association bullshit is something you've learned as a result of being a member of the art and slideshow commentary community. A community you were absolutely in because you were in it almost a decade ago. You're no better than Nezzy Monster, Heighten Mitsuru, or even Doodle Tones. You took part in vigilante predator hunting, which has been proven extremely damaging to cases of child predation in the past. Eden, you're a relic of a bygone era of the art and slideshow commentary community. Yet, you persist, now claiming you have precancer, which, and you keep doing this, you've made it put to be as bad as full-blown cancer. Eden, precancer is not the same thing. It's your body warning you that you're getting close to having cancer, and that specific cells in your body, if left untreated, will develop into cancer. Now, before I end the video for real this time, Eden, quit donating money to yourself under what you believe to be my chosen name and my last name. That's fucking creepy and it's fraud. If it continues, I will report all of your donations as fraudulent under impersonation. Pretending to be me just to donate $10 is weird as hell. Like, who does that? And my chosen name isn't grey. Where you got that I don't have a clue about. My username stems from two different things. The abyssal characters within Genshin Impact, who are part of the Abyss Order, yes. I'm a weeb who plays gacha games, and the poorly written book series 50 Shades of Grey.